Good morning, students. Today in our math class we are going to study about how many squares. It's your chapter number 3 of the Math Magic book. Okay. So before starting the chapter, let me tell you something about the square. So let me draw a square first. This is a square. First of all, this is enclosed surface, okay, and I say that this is right angle or of value 90 degree. So each angle is 90 degree and each side has the same length. The length between each 2 points or 2 adjacent points is exactly same. Let me name it as A, B, C and D. So we have 2 points A, B, C and D. A and B are 2 adjacent points, B and C are another pair of adjacent points, C and D are another pair of adjacent points and D and A are the last pair of adjacent points. So distance between these adjacent points are exactly same. So I can say this enclosed surface is having 90 degree as its angles and it has equal side. So this is a square having 4 sides. First of all, it is an enclosed surface and having 4 sides. Each side has same length and as it is an enclosed surface, it is creating 4 angles and each angle is having value 90 degree, which is nothing but a right angle. So I can say that a square is an enclosed surface having 4 equal sides and the angle between 2 adjacent sides is 90 degree. Again I am repeating this: square, it is a enclosed surface having 4 equal sides and the angle between 2 adjacent sides is a right angle or it is a value 90 degree. Understood? So now we can go to your chapter of the book Math Magic. It is the chapter number 3, how many squares. So students, just look at your page number 34. At the beginning itself there is a rectangle, there is a square at the left top, red in color. So as I have already told you, see, each side of that square which is red in color is of 1 centimeter. So this square, the smaller one, is a square having side 1 centimeter each. All other squares are not drawn but they are dotted. So we can draw as many squares as we wish. So now let us draw some rectangle. So what is a rectangle? Rectangle is also a enclosed surface, each angle having 90 degree and it has also 4 sides. But what is the difference between a square and a rectangle? In rectangle, the opposite sides are equal to each other. That means if I name it A, B, C, D, in this case AB is equal to CD, the opposite sides AB and CD are equal and parallel to each other, BC and AD are equal and parallel to each other. What does it mean by parallel? The angle between the AB and AD which are adjacent to each other is 90 degree. Same way AB and BC is 90 degree, BC and CD is 90 degree, CD and AD 90 degree. What I have already told you that the adjacent sides are making angle 90 degree with each other. Fine. So this is a rectangle. Now as you can go through your book, it is asking to create rectangles having 12 squares. So let's do it. As I have already told you, each square is having side 1 centimeter and in your book the picture is given with dotted rectangle. So let's draw some rectangles having 12 squares. So this is the square that is given in your picture, which is of 1 centimeter each side. Okay. So if I place two more squares like this, we have 3 squares on top of each other. Now let me draw some more squares. Can you count the number of squares now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now I have 12 squares which are joined together from their sides. So this is 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter. So this side of the rectangle is of 3 centimeter. And as each square is having 1 centimeter of side, so now the length is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 4 centimeter. So I can say that this rectangle is having the length at 4 centimeter and breadth as 3 centimeter. So now I have constructed a rectangle having 12 squares. If I change the position of the squares, I can still have 12 squares creating a rectangle. Now look at this picture. I am just removing these squares, okay, and drawing some more squares down below. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Still it's a rectangle because its opposite sides are equal to each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This side is 6 centimeter. This side is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 centimeter. 1, 2, 2 centimeter and 2 centimeter. So this is an enclosed surface which is a rectangle having opposite sides equal to each other and each angle is creating 90 degree. So this is also a rectangle having 12 squares. In this way you can draw many rectangles having 12 squares. I am just giving you a clue how can get to 12. So now I am going to make you learn how to arrange the 12 squares to create rectangles of different shape. 12. Can you tell me where does this number lie in tables? First of all, if I go for 1, 1 into 12 is equal to 12. Same way 12 into 1 is equal to 12. 2 into 6 is equal to 12. 6 into 2 is equal to 12. 3 into 4 is equal to 12. 4 into 3 is equal to 12. That means I can arrange the squares in these pattern to get the rectangles. So in these ways we can arrange the squares to get different shapes of rectangles. How? Let's find out. As I have already told you, rectangles, they have equal opposite sides. So if I place the square, 12 squares like this, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 squares. That means if each side is of 1 centimeter, the rectangle is having length of 12 centimeter and breadth of 1 centimeter. So this is also a rectangle having length 12 centimeter and breadth 1 centimeter. Now let's rearrange. Let's go for 2 into 6. Suppose I am erasing some squares and I am getting only 6 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I am erasing all other squares and I am putting them down below. So now I have another rectangle having 2 centimeter as breadth and 6 centimeter as length. Length is equal to 6 centimeter, breadth is equal to 2 centimeter. Let's play again. Let's erase some more squares and rearrange them. Okay, I am now taking all these squares from here and bringing them down. So how many squares do you have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is another rectangle having length as 3 centimeter and breadth 4 centimeter. Okay. So in these ways we can arrange the 12 squares to get different shapes of rectangle. So one other thing, all these rectangles or squares, they have a boundary. See, this is a square of side 1 centimeter. So if I start from here and go round, I am covering 1 centimeter. Then I go from this point to this point 1 centimeter. From here I come down to this point 1 centimeter. Again I come back from this point to this point 1 centimeter. So I have started from say point A to point B to C and D. So I am going from A and coming back to A. So this is the boundary of this square, which is also called perimeter. Okay, this is the perimeter of the square. So what is the length of the perimeter now? 1 centimeter plus 1 centimeter plus 1 centimeter plus 1 centimeter. So the perimeter is equal to 4 centimeter. Okay. In the same way, if I build a rectangle, if I join two squares, two same squares of 1 centimeter, so if this is A, B, C, D, so 1 centimeter plus 1 centimeter, the length is 2 centimeter, this is 1 centimeter of breadth, again length is equal to AD, so 2 centimeter, this breadth is equal 1 centimeter, so 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1, I have 6 centimeter as the perimeter. Clear? Now you can construct your rectangles using 12 squares and find out the perimeter and check which is of larger perimeter and which has smaller perimeter. Okay? So students, here you can find some stamps and you are told to measure the stamps, the area and the perimeter. I have already told about the perimeter. So what is area? Area is nothing but space occupied by an object. Suppose this is a square of size 1 centimeter. Okay. So area occupied by this square is nothing but side into side, that is 1 centimeter into 1 centimeter or 1 centimeter square, or I can write 1 square centimeter. That means if a square is having length or side of 1 centimeter, its area is 1 square centimeter. The diagram given in your book shows different kind of stumps. So now the stumps are covering some squares. So by counting the number of squares, you can find out the area of each stump as well as the length of each square is of 1 centimeter. So as we have done previously, we can find out the perimeter of each stamp. Suppose I have a stamp which is having 6 squares of side 1 centimeter each. So what is the perimeter? It is nothing but the boundary. So let's add the boundaries. The breadth is of 2 centimeter. So this is 2 centimeter. The length is having the base of 3 squares having side 1 centimeter. So length is equal to 3 centimeter. Opposite sides are equal. So this is also 3 centimeter. Opposite sides are equal. So this is 2 centimeter. So what is the perimeter? 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 3, that is 10 centimeter. So what's the area? As I have already told you, each square is of 1 centimeter side. So what is the area? 1 centimeter square. How many squares are there? 6 squares. So what should be the area of this rectangle? 6 into 1 centimeter square, that is 6 centimeter square. So this rectangle is having area of 6 centimeter square and perimeter of 10 centimeter. Okay? So let's go to the questions given in your book. Okay? So in your first question, it is being asked that what number of squares does stamp A contain? So can you count it? I hope so. If you count, you can find that stamp A is having 18 number of squares. So stamp A, it is having 18 squares. So what should be the area of the stamp? Each square is having area 1 centimeter square. So 18 square means 18 into 1 centimeter square, that is 18 centimeter square. So stamp A has a area of 18 centimeter square. By adding the sides, you can find out the perimeters as well. Now students, you have to do all other questions by yourself, as I feel you have understood the concepts of area and perimeter. Okay, do it by yourself. Students, in your next page, you have a task to do. Can you guess which has the bigger area? One of your footprints or the page of the book? Just guess. I hope you can find the answer, isn't it? Another question is there, which has the smaller area? 2 5 rupee notes together or a 100 rupee note? Okay, let's check it. Oh, I have got a 100 rupee note and 2 5 rupee note. Can you find out which has the larger area? Okay, so this is now a rectangle. So I hope you can understand now which has the larger area. Another question is there for you. See, there is a square, fine, and there is a triangle given in your book. The square is yellow in color and the triangle is blue in color. So what the question asks? It asks, is the perimeter of the yellow shape more than the perimeter of the blue shape? Let's check. See, this is the square yellow in color given in your book, which is divided like this. Okay, and this is the triangle blue in color given in your book, divided like this. So can you guess or can you find out the relationship? See, if I erase this part of the square and keep it in the reverse order, I can draw the same triangle. Again, see, if I fold it like this, I can come to this position. But if I open it again, I will have the square. So this part is separated out from the square and is kept over here to construct this triangle. So if, again, let me draw the square again. So if the square is suppose of 2 centimeter length, okay, 2 centimeter length, and that means the boundary is 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter and 2 centimeter, that is 2 into 4, 8 centimeter. The perimeter of the square is 8 centimeter. Now the length of the square is equal to this part, because this is half of the square now. These are two halves of the square which are kept opposite to each other. Okay, in the same way, these are the two halves. Suppose this is, let me shade it first. Okay, so this part has come over here. So the two halves of the square are placed or rearranged like this to form a triangle. So what's happening? These are the sides. So this is 2 centimeter, this is 2 centimeter. Okay, this is the common side, this is of also 2 centimeter, but it is not included in the perimeter or the boundary. Which are the perimeter? So these two sides. So these two sides are included in the perimeter. We can clearly observe that this side, okay, that is joining, suppose these are the points A, B, C and D. So the side that is joining AC is greater than the sides AD, or that is equal to CD, or that is equal to AB, or that is equal to BC. So AC is greater than each side, because each side, all the sides are equal. So the side AC is greater than each side. That means these two sides, when they sum up, they are greater than any two sides, the sum of any two sides of the square. That means, let me draw like this. Suppose this is AC, okay, this is B, okay. So AC is greater than, okay, AD, fine. So AC plus AB is greater than sum of any two sides. Let me check AD plus CD, because these two, this is the side that is greater than each side of the square. So sum of the two sides is greater than sum of any two sides. So which in the square I have 4 sides, here I have 3 sides, but this side is equal to the 2 sides of the square, and these 2 sides are equal to sum of the side AC. That means the sum of the 3 sides AB, BC and AC, AB plus BC plus AC is greater than AB plus BC plus CD plus AD. This is a triangle and this is a your square. Now you can clearly go through the questions and find out the answer. So is the perimeter of the yellow shape more than the perimeter of the blue shape? Yes, the blue shape is more than the yellow shape. So in this case the answer will be no. The perimeter of the yellow shape is smaller than that of the blue shape. Why? Because here the perimeter is greater than the square of yellow shape. We have clearly found it out. Okay. So students, this is it for today's class. We have learned about the perimeter and area of different kind of shapes which are included by squares, and we have also played many kind of games and we have found out the areas of different kind of shapes. So students, in our next class we are going to cover the remaining part of the chapter, how many squares. Till then, revise everything, keep practicing and keep smiling. Thank you.